Oh man. Hello Internet, I'm Scarecrow85 and I'm doing a game over for the win of Sonic Advance. And look at this intro, this is a thing of beauty. Okay, so Sonic Advance is the first of the games released on Nintendo's Game Boy Advanced hardware, and look, this is a good one, alright? I mean, say what you like about the Sonic series, there are some genuinely decent games in it, and this is one of them. Who shall we play as? So the options are pretty cool. Amy Rose was a new character for this. Maybe I'll do a second video of this with Amy Rose because she's quite different and I really like her gameplay, but it is tough. So yeah, that might be worth doing. In the meantime though, let's play as the main man himself, Sonic the Hedgehog. Styled after his, Sonic Adventure appearance with the green eyes. Look at the green eyes. So Sonic comes with a whole bunch of new abilities here. Oh, I should probably quickly explain Game Over for the Win if you haven't seen that before. It's basically a thing I do on my channel where I play through a game with only one life. So if I die, the video ends. That's the long and short of it, basically. I don't know why I called it Game Over for the Win. I always point that out. It's a weird thing to call this, but never mind. Look how fast we're going. Not since the days of, like, the Game Gear did we go that quick in a Sonic game. Freaking love it. Okay, here we go. So some people consider this to be a true successor to the original series. I've got to say I don't. It's not that I don't think it's great, because it is, but it's just not that good. I mean, it's okay. The old games had, well, they sort of, they led towards a story. They got better as they went along. They introduced new features and did new things each time. Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, they all improved upon each other. And they were part of a sort of vaguely ongoing storyline about Robotnik and his Death Egg and so on. The storyline to Sonic Advance 1, this one that we're playing now, is Robotnik has captured the animals, go stop him. Which is the same basic storyline as Sonic 1. The storyline to Sonic Advance 2 is Robotnik has captured the animals again. Stop him. I mean, it just, it's lame. Oh, I got an extra life. Hooray for me. I remember that being there, but there's absolutely no point in me collecting it because this is Game Over for the Win. Extra lives don't count for anything. If I die, I die. So turning every game into a roguelike since, I don't know, whenever this channel started. I should probably know that. So yeah, I didn't really appreciate the fact that these weren't really a step forward for the Sonic franchise. If anything, it's a step backward. But I'm going to avoid picking up the shield because it just obscures the sprite and sometimes they flicker. I don't need it anyway, we'll be fine. Yeah, I know that it didn't really, if anything, actually, a step backwards for the franchise is precisely what we needed at the time. Okay, that's just going to annoy me, stop it. Yeah, Sonic wasn't really doing too great, his reputation wasn't brilliant at this point in time, and he needed a win. And, funnily enough, the same thing that got Sonic Mania through, well, Sonic Mania obviously had a lot going in its favour, but the basic premise of just, hey, how about we do a 2D Sonic, like we should have done in the first place. They just thought, let's do a 2D Sonic, and they did, and this is it. Instead of keep pumping out 3D garbage. And look, to be clear, I actually have a soft spot for most of the 3D Sonic games. They're quite good. The fact that it's in 3D is not the thing that makes it bad. But that's a whole different discussion. We just got through the first area, which was Neo Green Hill Zone, I think. Which is like Green Hill Zone but with a road in it. And now Secret Base. When I first played this level, I thought that I'd somehow managed to get into a level I wasn't supposed to. It's called Secret Base. I thought maybe it was, maybe there were branching paths and I found a less common route or something. I was like, ooh, secrets. Nah, it's just called that. Oh, balls. How do I do... Yeah, look at that. I don't know if that's going to flicker on the recording or not, but it's flickering like absolutely crazy on my... right in front of me now. So I'm going to look for something to hurt myself on to get rid of that stupid, horrible, flickery shield of doom. I like this level, actually. One of the things that I really approve of in this game is the fact that it is mostly original. I mean, obviously, Neo Green Hill Zone, yeah, we've seen quite a lot of Green Hill Zones in the Sonic franchise. This is another one. But that's not in itself a bad thing, really, and it is new enough. It's different enough. I mean, it's called Neo Green Hill. And this stage is completely new. I mean, again, it's very reminiscent of previous levels, things that we've seen before in the Sonic franchise, but heck, you know, it'll do. I like the music. Get that in your ear holes. Yeah. Like, that badnik back there was kind of wasted. I don't know if you see them ever again. There's just one there. I think there's like 2 in the whole level. Let's go back this way and just do this bit. I quite like the momentum you can build up in this. So you go all the way back here, and then all the way back again. So Sonic also has a bunch of new moves in this game. Stuff that we hadn't seen in a 2D Sonic. So obviously we've got the jump, we've got the thrash, which is in Sonic 3. You can also do, if you double tap forwards when you jump, you kind of... I don't know what that is. Not quite sure what the exact point of that really is. I think it gives you a little bit of speed in the air. I mean, what I usually use it for is to avoid collecting the shield that I collected at the beginning of this stage, because if you do that you can land on top of an item box without breaking it. I mean, I guess maybe that was the point? Don't know. So Sonic also has a bunch of these. So he can do a roll, he can do a somersault, and he can do a slide. Whoop! Off of the edge. Which is good for taking out guys like this. But ultimately pointless because you can still do this. So why would you roll when you can spin dash? I mean, I don't know. Nonetheless, I'm not complaining. It's really cool to be able to do that. And it makes sense as well. You know, this is a new, updated 2D Sonic with the longer spined, ganglier looking Sonic the Hedgehog with green eyes. Which again, I'm perfectly fine with. I haven't got a problem with it. So it makes sense that he would have some new moves and some new things that he can do. Oh, poo. Sometimes if you get that right, you can zoom all the way up here and get this in one go. I think speedrunners do it. So, if you are familiar with this game, you may have already noticed that I have not been collecting Chaos Emeralds. Whoa! That's just something... With Game Over for the win, the objective here is to try and beat the game without dying. So I'm not going to prolong it if I can help it. Yeah, I'm going to try and get through this as best I can, but I mean, look, getting all the Chaos Emeralds, that's a pain in the ass. And it'll take ages, and honestly, I'm terrible at it. I mean, if you'd like to see a special stage, I will show you one. Since this is kind of an introduction, I guess, and if you've never seen this game before, it's nice to get a little look at it and see what's what. So, in every stage there's one of these. I can't remember if you need a certain number of rings to access it, but nonetheless, it's probably 50, it's usually 50. And here we go! Right, so what we're doing is we're falling. I can speed up by doing that. Although I'm not sure if there's any point to speeding up. I can't remember. And we are collecting rings by just lining ourselves up with them. Little tip for you, if you've never done this before. Oh, you can do a stunt as well to help you collect a few more in one go. Yeah, a little tip is never ever mistake the rings for being right at the edge. I don't know what you have to do there to not fail that. I've never not failed it. Watch out for the bombs. Yeah, if the rings look like they're right at the side, don't go all the way to the side because you'll miss them. They're always just inside the edge. So in other words, if I... Come on Sonic, let me move. Whoa! Don't want to miss any. So yeah, don't go all the way like that. I don't know how well I illustrated that. But yeah, it's fairly straightforward. You just kind of line yourself up and collect like crazy. And hopefully we'll get enough to get a Chaos Emerald. If we don't, it doesn't matter, because I'm not going for 100% completion here. Just want to see the end credits. Oh! Yeah, we did it. We're okay. Don't hit a bomb. Here we go, that should be it. Yay! I like the sprites of the characters. It's interesting to see them from this perspective. Woo! Nice. Don't know where we were. I mean, the special stage is implied to be somewhere extra-dimensional, but apparently we were in the sky in this occasion, so whatever. You'll notice that we got the second Chaos Emerald there, not the first one, even though that was the first special stage that we did. That's because in this game, the Chaos Emeralds are unique to their stages. We can't bounce on that again, because we've already cleared it. yeah, so if I want Chaos Emerald 1, I have to find the specific spring that takes me to that specific Chaos Emerald, to that specific special stage, and get it there. Which is kind of frustrating, because, you know, they're quite well hidden and quite awkward to get to. Also, I think you need to get all Chaos Emeralds with all characters as well. Which means playing the game at the very least 4 times all the way through. And I mean, getting to the Chaos Emeralds with one character, like getting them all with Tails, for example, would be quite easy because he can fly. But with Sonic, kind of tricky. So you're best off playing it through with someone like Tails or Knuckles, so you can explore a bit easier, find where they all are, and then come back to it with Sonic once you know the locations and have sort of figured out a game plan. So this is a design that we've seen before once or twice in the Sonic games. I believe he used a spring thingamajigger in Sonic Chaos. Well, actually, Robotnik didn't, it was a badnik. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Nearly, that was close. Lost all our runs there. Could have been a problem, but we're okay. Bam. So yeah, I mean, you know, they've tried to create some new stuff here, the new special stages, all the graphics are bespoke, which is nice. I mean, they would have to be, but still. It's got more of a cartoon look to it as well. If you look at the sprites for Sonic Out, the Mega Drive game, they're much bigger and more detailed. And almost more realistic. I mean, they've just got, I suppose, a slightly more real-world style shading on them, whereas these are cartoon shaded and a bit more compact. Whoa, ouch. So here we are anyway. Ooh, a little bit of slowdown there, not sure what's going on. Hope my emulator's going to hold up for the hold up for this. Yeah, so this is the obligatory casino stage in the Sonic game. Hooray. Ooh. Again, not sure what the what my recorder's going to pick up, but I am having some issues running this. Hopefully it'll be okay though. As far as casino zones go, or, you know, yeah, I suppose it is a casino, carnival-style stages, this is fine. It's very easy. Oh, ow, says I, immediately taking damage. But, yeah, it's fine. I mean, the music's tolerable. Not the best, but it's fine. The graphics are bright and colourful. I like the fireworks display in the background. The castle kind of reminds me of Disneyland, so there's that, I suppose. A few happy holidays. Twang! Extra life down there, can't be arsed with it. Whoa, ow! I used to play this quite a lot when I was younger, and I used to have a route through these stages. Like, I basically speedran them. I knew exactly when to jump and where I was going all the time. I played this a lot. What's nice about this as well is that it plays very much like Sonic 1 or Sonic 2, like a classic Sonic game. There's not too much going on with this, it doesn't overdo it. Whoa. And the little details that they do pack in and the new stages and stuff aren't overwhelming. It's just a few things here or there. I suppose Amy is the main big change for this game. She's quite different, but I think I will definitely do a follow-up video featuring her. You probably already know, but it's still worth doing. In fact, actually, I've done a video on my channel already of Amy in Sonic 1 and 2 and 3, I think. Yeah, I think I did. And in that, she adopts the playstyle that she has in this game. But yeah, again, I'll avoid saying too much about it, because I can put that in that video. Now then, here we go, time for the boss. This boss is a little bit fiddly. It's quite fun though, this is one of my favourites. Because it's so interesting. So, all of these tubes, Robotnik's going to move... Ooh, hang on, that's not a good idea. There he is. Oh, blast, failed. Let's see if I can do it. No. So if you crouch in the corner, you can't... They won't hit you if you're crouching, basically. So you can kind of play it safe if you want and just wait until Robotnik comes into range and give him a slap. Or you can stand up there and be a bit more adventurous. Ah, damn. Because we're playing Game Over for the win, I'm going to be a little bit careful. Whoop. Nah, too slow. Ooh, here we go, there's a good one. You can still hit Robotnik all the time he's on screen, regardless of the fact that he's inside one of those tubes. Too slow. This is quite tricky to do as Amy, because she doesn't roll into a ball. Okay, alright. Ooh, you can get smashed by the capsule there. It won't kill you though. It just knocks you over. If I remember, I'll purposely get myself crushed. Hope you're paying attention, Sonic Advance 3. Crushings that don't kill you. So, this is a snow level. Prior to this, I think there'd only been one in a Sonic game. Oh, another flickery shield. Oh, goody goody. Yeah, Ice Cap Zone was pretty much where it was at. Something that I really never liked about this game, actually, I still don't like, I guess it's probably a limitation of the system, is the backgrounds. Like that background, I mean, it suits the level, but it's really dull. It's just some mountains with some trees. Oh look, there's a Penguinator. I haven't seen one of them for a while. Yeah, it's a very sort of ordinary looking background. It's not particularly interesting, and it doesn't scroll at all. Like, it's just there the whole time, which I find really weird. I mean, you'd think that it would at least scroll. They'd at least make it, you know, 2 screens wide and just have it move along a little bit. I mean, the Mega Drive Sonic games, and even a few of the other handheld ones, had parallax scrolling layers, which look really, really nice. But again, like I say, parallax is something that may not have been very easy for them to do on the Game Boy. On the Advance. Actually, no, that's nonsense. They should have been able to do it on the Advance. They could do Mode 7 on the Advance, as proven by F-Zero. So, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't do it. I guess maybe they just felt it wasn't necessary. I think this game would have looked a lot nicer if it had some nice backgrounds, but that's a minor complaint, really. It's still Sonic. It's still good. This music is just like the level. Totally chill. What's this? Ah, it's a speed boot. I don't know why you need this. We're right... The boss is just up ahead. Whoa. The music goes weird. So Knuckles has it... Well, ouch! Knuckles has the ability to tread water in this game as well, which is fun. So when you hit the surface of the water, he won't sink initially. He'll just sort of sit at the top of the water, and you can force him to come back down by pressing down. But there you go. We want that. Now this bit can sometimes kill me. There's a bottomless pit here, and if you get this wrong, it is possible to just drop into the pit. Oh, there's an item box there. It's an extra life, but I'm definitely going to get it. I said we were near the boss, I meant the end of the level. I forgot this was stage 1. I remember quite liking the ice stage in Sonic Advance 3. I guess we'll get there. But this was pretty good before that. So, right, alright. I quite like the fact that there's a different track for Act 1 and Act 2 as well. That's a really nice detail. And I like this track. It's a bit more upbeat than the previous one. It's fun. And who doesn't love an underwater section in a Sonic game? Ah! Whoa. I usually like the underwater sections in Sonic games, but I'm a little worried about this one. Come on. Okay, we're fine. It's quite short, but just not keen. Ah! I mean, if you look at something like Labyrinth Zone with its curious design and backgrounds and mystery, there's just a certain amount of imagination in that game that's missing in this one. Need some air. Need some air. Thank you. Okay. Alright, I think we're fine. I don't really remember the route through this, but I think we're going the right way. Oh. Yep, rings are always good. These things... Ah! Oh no, hang on, hang on. I think those badniks that electrify themselves underwater were brought back in Sonic Rush, I'm going to say. Invincibility! Okay, Okay, but invincibility won't protect you from drowning, so gotta make sure you're still collecting dem Hoojama what's it? Oh no! Air bubbles, not Hoojama what's it, technical term. Right, I think following the upper path is a good idea. This is a long underwater section, I don't remember it being this long. Maybe I've gone the wrong way. I don't know, can't really remember. Right, give me that. Thank you. Whoa! You can get unlucky there. If you hit that when the spikes it down, you'll end up getting stabbed because you won't know they're there until it's too late. This bit's fairly hairy because there's the bottomless pits that we're above. So let's hope I don't die. Also, the physics change when you're above water to when you're below it, which means that if you jump at the wrong time there, you can actually... No! No! It's a bottomless pit! We're done! Ah! Oh, and that be your lot. Oh, I can't believe that! Oh no! So yes, this was developed by a company called Dimps, I believe, and it was one of the first one they ever did was Sonic Pocket Adventure for the SNK Neo Geo, whatever it was. And I don't really know much about that game. I never really played it, but it was like a miniature Sonic game. It was this game that sort of brought them to most people's attention. This came out on the Game Boy Advance, which meant a lot of people played it. It was quite unique to have a Sonic game on a Nintendo console at that time. And it was not developed by Sonic Team per se, it was developed by Dimps. And so some of the gimmicks that they started to rely on quite heavily, and you'll see more as the series goes on, because I'm going to do Sonic Advance 2 and 3 as well, is that they start introducing an awful lot of dash pads and bottomless pits. Oh my gosh, the bottomless pits. And also crushing objects, things that just stomp you flat, and quite often without warning. These games get quite trolly, level design-wise, and it started with this one, with bottomless pits, and I was honestly expecting a bottomless pit to get me in this, because they just do. You know, if you haven't memorised the layout, or if you make a minor mistake, it can happen. As you just saw, I jumped over that spring, kind of on reflex, I guess. I don't know why I did it. I just sort of jumped. I don't know. And obviously that was incredibly poor decision-making. Yeah, you're supposed to hit that and it will ricochet you around and send you pretty much to the boss. We're basically there. Yeah, I'm kind of sad. I did expect to get through this game. It's quite easy and quite short. But silly mistake got me, and I can't believe it. But nonetheless, that's Sonic Advance, and that's Game Over for the win. That's why we do this. It's quite fun to I really enjoy putting myself under the pressure of playing with one life, because sometimes it's quite surprising, especially if you haven't rehearsed it or you haven't played this game for quite a long time. I'm going on muscle memory. I'm going on just remembering the layouts of these stages. I haven't played Sonic Advance for ages. I've got it around here somewhere. I've got an old SP, but yeah, this has been quite a while, and by goodness, I can't believe it. Oh, what a silly place to die. Never mind. That's how it goes. That is Game Over for the win, which means I have to end the video now. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Like, subscribe. You know how YouTube works. It's all good fun. And hopefully I will see you in the next video.